Hello everybody, and welcome to Kobe's Classroom, the visual guide for the fight the Windward Wilds Extreme versus Arkveld, with a Monster Hunter Wilds crossover. This fight is pretty fun and quite easy. There's no cast bars in this fight, everything is animation based, which is a bit hard to show from a top-down view, but I think I managed to pull it off. You might want to check the gameplay sections just to be safe though. Finally, everyone has 10 Mega Potions which full heal you that you can use at any time. So without further ado, let's get started. This fight starts with Roar, a raid wide. Arkveld raises one of his arms and prepares to cleave that side, stretching the size of his hitbox. Once the first cleave goes off, you want to run through as he cleaves the opposite side immediately after. This happens very quickly, so you want to move as soon as you see the orange AoE disappear. Arkveld jumps south and cracks the ground in the middle with either a red or a white crack. You'll see both of these in a random order. Both healers get a light party stack. For every light party stack in this fight, we're going to have the main tank H1 and both melee DPS together, close to the boss, and the off tank H2 and both ranged DPS further away. For the red crack, Arkveld jumps through the middle with a line AoE. This leaves a small gap in the middle safe. We have the H1 melee group close, H2 range group in the middle. The stacks resolve as the sides erupt. These stacks really aren't dangerous and you can live completely fine with just 3 per stack, so if the off tank wants uptime, they can get it, but if people are collecting vuln stacks, they could die. The DPS check in this fight is virtually non-existent, so in my opinion, just play it safe. For the white crack, Arkveld dashes through the middle with a line AoE, which expands the crack, making it erupt in a wider AoE. This is roughly the size of his hitbox, so melees can be close. After the first crack, Arkveld creates a wave line in the north, which is going to travel down. All players bait 2 sets of AoEs, then move into the line after it hits in front of them. Afterwards, we get the other crack, and then another pair of chainblade cleaves. Next up is another mechanic that's just from normal mode. Arkveld telegraphs 3 lines with an AoE at the end, and then charges in that order. These AoEs turn into expanding donuts. We start next to Arkveld and move into the AoE next to us when it goes off, then move into where the others overlap to be safe from the remaining hits. The boss jumps to the middle, then turns to the side and raises his head. He's going to do a frontal cleave in that direction. All players get a spread AoE that we take behind him. There's plenty of room and plenty of time here to just eyeball it, but generally you want to have the range at the wall and melees close. Afterwards, Arkveld turns again and raises his tail. Anyone in a line behind him when this goes off will get knocked into the wall. We get a party stack that we just take on the hitbox, followed by more cleaves. The boss does a roar again and we all stack in the middle. 6 towers spawn. 2 tank buster towers opposite each other and 4 normal towers, 1 at each colour waymark. We're going to have the main tank soak the tank buster tower in the north or west, and the off tank soaks the one in the south or east. The DPS will soak the tower at their colour waymarks, D1 at purple, D2 at blue, D3 at red, and D4 at yellow. The healers are free to soak any tower in case someone dies. Firstly, we bait 3 AoEs, the first one in the middle, the second between towers, and the third at the wall. If you want uptime, melees can place their third in the middle as well. And then we soak our towers. Be careful not to cover the towers with your third AoE as they resolve at the same time. The towers form some wilk, which will explode in an AoE when hit with one of Arkveld's attacks, just like in Monster Hunter. The tank buster towers drop larger wilk, resulting in a larger AoE. We head between the 2 small wilk on either side as the boss starts channeling some Exaflares. The larger wilk will also cause a chain reaction, exploding the smaller wilk that it touches. After the first Exaflares, we can get into melee and ranged colour waymark pairs. Main tank and D3 at red, off tank and D4 at yellow, H1 and D1 at purple, and H2 and D2 at blue. 4 players get marked with a spread AoE. We can just alternate between our colour waymarks to dodge a couple sets of Exaflares. Melee close, ranged at the wall. At the end of this, Arkveld channels energy in the middle, resulting in a big raid-wide transitioning into Phase 2. Arkveld jumps north and does a roar, and then we get limit cut, which is kind of the only real mechanic in this fight. If you've never seen a limit cut mechanic before, each player gets a number of orbs above their head from 1 to 8, which I'll be displaying as the actual number so it's easier to track. This is the order that Arkveld will jump to players doing an AoE which kills them if they're too close to the previous player, and then he'll do a cleave. Here's how we handle it. Arkveld pulls one of his arms back. This is the side that he's going to cleave for the entirety of this mechanic. This is sometimes hard for people to tell, so an easy way is to check what side of the hitbox his head is leaning towards. Looking at him here, it's on the right. The one player is marked with a proximity tether. They need to go directly east or west on the same side as his head to stretch it. If he was cleaving the other side, it would look like this. From there, all other players can fill in the remaining spots. 2 is always south, 3 is opposite 1, 4 is always north. 5, 6, 7, and 8 are in the middle, ready to swap with 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectively after they get hit. Arkveld jumps doing the proximity AoE. As soon as this happens, you want to shuffle in a bit to avoid the cleave, which gets aimed outwards. Then he jumps to 2 and 5 swaps with 1. Jumps to 3 and 6 goes out. Jumps to 4, 7 swaps in. Once he jumps to 5 and 8 goes out, we just have to wait for the rest to resolve. Melees waiting in the middle can get uptime by following him around at max melee, since the proximity AoE is roughly the size of his hitbox. This all ends with a raw raid wide. We stack up in the middle to bait 3 more AoEs, then soak our towers, exactly the same as last time, creating more Wilk. Arkveld jumps north and marks one player. This player is going to bait a breath attack which will move towards them, exploding any Wilk it touches. We have the marked player go northeast next to the boss. The rest of the party is northwest. Once the breath telegraph comes out, the marked player can run across and join the group. Another player gets marked. We wait here for all the Wilk to explode and for the next breath telegraph. We run across to the east and handle some light party stacks. Melee group close, range group mid. These resolve as the breath attack ends. We wait here for a third and final bait, run across again, and then spread after the breath finishes. There's plenty of time and plenty of room to just YOLO these spreads, but again, try let melee players be close. This ends with a roar. The last new mechanic is Wyvern's Radiance. We get a pair of wave lines in the middle, and some red lines on the outside which will turn into wave lines after getting overlapped by one. The first ones go off, and we move into them. As they approach the outside, Arkveld does a chain blade cleave to watch out for. The second part of this cleave resolves as the new red wave lines start moving in, and then we just dodge them. This entire section is really just using your eyes and moving into lines as they go off. And that's that. There's 2 more quick things to mention. Firstly, from now on, all party stacks that we take on the hitbox will be followed up by an AoE to move out of. And finally, the next set of towers has a bit of a different Exaflare pattern. They spawn on the east in 3 pairs of 2. We start in the north or south, lined up with the second or third spawn, then move in once the first Exaflares cross and the Wilk explodes to be safe from the rest. From here, everything is just repeats of mechanics that you've seen plenty of times by now, like the floor crack, the donuts, and the frontal cleave and spread. These mechanics just repeat for like 4 more minutes until eventually Enrage happens. You'll know when this is happening because he jumps to the middle and starts gathering energy like in the phase transition. That's the whole fight. It's really just about seeing what Arkveld is doing and reacting to it. Not too hard, but definitely quite enjoyable. I had to rush this video out for you guys because I'm flying down to Melbourne for PAX in about 6 hours. I hope to see some of you there, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be going through Pilgrim's Traverse when I get back, and then progging Quantum 40, so please look forward to that one. You can find me on Twitch or Twitter at BigKobeLive, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.